All right, today we have Wash for Nikki Secrets, Haley Green, Toaster Dog, and Petri Pietkanen. Petri's having a good few days. But first, have I got a fun idea for you. I move that we all take a moment to memorize one fun fact from every year from 1 to 2017, so that, for instance, when the cashier says 802, you can say, "Ah yes, the year King Beorthtric of Wessex died after drinking a poisoned chalice intended for his wife." That would be fun. All right, Wash. There's not much to this song. There's only two parts. The first one, this is weird. I never heard this before. I just turned it on to try to suss this one out. So, make a G chord with both fingers down here. You know, this is G and so is this because G is 3 notes, G, B, and D. That's enough to say I'm playing a G major chord. So if you have a D as the 3rd fret of the B string, or an open B as the 3rd fret of the B string, as the open B string, they're both G. But for this one, we want both fingers down here. Now, so you've made your G chord. Get rid of your middle finger for a sec and put your pointer finger down on the 1st fret. You give it a big, lazy bend, and then at the very last moment, you switch it up to the 2nd fret. I never heard that fret break until just now. So, and then the whole G chord, so that'll be down, switch, up, down, up. Oh, this is kind of tricky. Twice, and then the 3rd time you have to be careful to go, because it's quicker. It's like, it's not a lazy bend anymore. It's a quick little tiny bend, followed by the switch. And now, because we took half a beat less to get that all done, we're no longer on the upbeat to do our chord. We're on the downbeat. So it'll be... It's kind of hypnotic to do. The fingers look like they're doing a lot. They are. So that's the verse. All the while, presumably Mike is noodling around in G minor. The G minor pentatonic starts on a G note. That's the 3rd fret of the E string. That's really easy to recognize because when you play a G chord, that's the lowest note. And usually the lowest note of the chord is its namesake, G. So your G minor pentatonic is 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 6. And he just kind of goes a bunch. That is G3. And you also kind of sloppily pluck B3. Hammer on pull off. D5. He's got a... in there. I mean, this isn't really good, worth going note for note. This one's kind of fun to noodle on your own, but we've seen this move before. I call it 2 becomes 1. You bend your G string 5th fret, and then you play B and E5. 2 becomes 1 because your G note becomes that B3. And then this is just an example of something you can do. And then I call this move 3 down, 1 up, because you start on a note. I'm going to start here. That is B6. You go down 3 notes, down the minor pentatonic, and then you go back up 1. And down 3. Back up 1, and down 3. a fun one to do. So there you go. G minor pentatonic, but he also makes heavy use of this note. That's an A on the E string, and you hear it in several forms. One is just the G string 3rd fret and the E string 5th fret. Oh, who planted? Doesn't sound like much on its own, but in context. Sounds better. Is this in tune? And also, if you cover D, G, B, E with your pointer finger on the 3rd fret and go whatever finger you want on E5, you hear this. You hear that too. And that is, so look, when you play B flat, which is coming up, this is my last ramble about the lead here. When you play B flat, you have D, G, B3. So, this is like that part of B flat, and then another B flat is here. That'd be a B flat major chord, but if you lower the pinky finger by 1 fret, that's a B flat minor 7, but since we're in G so much, and this is, by the way, this note, that note is G's minor, so here's a bad way to play a G minor chord. That's a bad way to play a G minor chord. But it's a G minor chord nonetheless. So since we're so heavily in G minor with this riff, this doesn't really play the role of B flat. It really plays this doesn't really play the role of a B flat minor 7. It really plays the role of like a variation on a G minor chord. G minor would be D5, G3, B3, E3, and then if you add that's the minor 2, or a 9. It's like a minor 9 chord. It really plays more of that role. But anyways, there we go. For that. So, after we've done our whole verse, we go B flat. That is A1, DGB3, and then to G. That's it. So when you hit the G, hit the bass note, and then strum the rest of the chord. Notice it even helps with the transition because you can just throw your middle finger down and then you have that extra 1 beat to get your other fingers in place. And then we have the bridge, which is just Jeff going boo-doo-doo-doo, boom, and Mike going. And various noodlings now in E minor, which is G major's relative, so that makes sense. E minor, of course, being 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, but he's picking those two notes. Bo-doo-doo-doo, boom. Bo-doo-doo, boom. Bo-doo-doo-doo. And notice I'm just sort of frantically going back and forth while holding the pick very lightly. Because we're going from E minor, you know, technically, to G major. Pentatonic. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all I have to say about Wash. Oh, that's good. I spent a lot of time on the year 802. So, I'm glad we got to that one today. For all 4 of you, and everybody else, and somebody whose birthday it is. I'm sure it's somebody's birthday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.